To talk more about these recent political developments, we are joined by Dr. Dennis Coronacion, Chairman of UST Department of Political Science. Good morning, Doc. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sir Angelo and Ma'am Angela. Thank you for having me.
All right, Doc. There's so much happening right now, but let's first start off yung news and reports about destabilization efforts against the current administration. Now, there have been denials, but alam naman natin where there is smoke, there is fire.
Well, yes, oo nga, no? When there's smoke, there's fire, no? Kasi this kind of rumor or information would not just come out if it would have no basis at all. Ano? Kasi mahirap naman mag-imbento ng isang storya nang wala man lang pinanggagalingan o pinaghuhugutan. So, the Vice President is correct in pointing out that, without any evidence, this would be dismissed as rumors.
Yes.
Kaya nga lang, of course, if you were part of the administration, you would take this seriously. Any rumor that seeks to oust the president should be taken seriously. Kasi nga, if you're going to look at the context, it's possible that any political organization would want to oust the president given the amid the corruption scandal. And of course, other issues that have something to do with politics. Say, for example, the talks about the possibility of filing, another impeachment complaint against the vice president by next year. So, yun.
Pero Doc, it looks like smoke is coming from retired officers based on reports. And also political factions. A lot have pointed out that these won't work if you don't have active officers, if you don't have a majority of the middle class who are in position.
Oh yes, that's right. Kasi if one is very familiar with the extent of influence that the retired officers have on the active officers, makikita mo it's really very limited.
Yes.
It's very limited. Kahit pa sabihin mong mga prominent military figures yan, pero retired naman, I don't think that a huge number of military officers active are going to follow, or are going to be influenced. Even though historically the military has always been involved in any political upheaval in the country. But if you're going to look very closely, the military before it joins any political action, it would really think very hard. The establishment would really think very hard. Hindi siya padalos-dalos kasi nga based on the Constitution, of course, it's also there's a constraint that's coming from the Constitution that says that the military should be apolitical.
Okay. Dugtong lang, and then it can. And also, I don't know about your thoughts on this, but it lacks also the spark. It's because parang limited daw sa Duterte faction ang rumors na ito, and even the other side, the supposed yellow and the pinks, who are anti-Marcos previously, are now not supporting any calls for his resignation.
Oh yes, probably because if the call for resignation of the president or any attempt to oust the president would happen, the people know very well who's going to benefit from this. Of course, alam naman natin line of succession based on the 1987 Constitution that the vice president is going to take over in case the office of the president is going to be declared vacant. And if you're going to ask the Filipino public, I don't think that they like that kind of scenario. I don't know if any survey has been done about it, pero ang based on the yung mga usap-usapan, they do not like that scenario. Kung magawan between two evils, they would prefer the lesser evil. We're not saying that both of them are what do you call this? Yung ideal. We would present an ideal government. Pero between two evils, I think given the problems that our country is facing, doon na tayo sa lesser evil.
Okay. So, iyan din ang nakikita din ng ibang mga tao na kaya hindi daw pumuputok man itong usapin na to, hindi mag-prosper because wala naman daw silang backup plan, no? So, dito na lang tayo dun sa sinasabi mo nga na lesser evil. But, of course, as I've said, as Diego said also, this is not the first time that we heard reports of plans to unseat the president. Pero, how will this affect, no, the government or the public's trust with the government, no? Kasi I think a few months ago we had surveys na although mataas-taas pa rin naman yung public perception, public trust sa gobyernong ito, pero nakikita natin na may pagbaba din.
Oh yes, because the public awaits the drastic actions that should be done by the government with regard to the corruption scandal regarding the infrastructure projects. Although may ginagawa yung alam ng publiko na may ginagawa yung administrasyon, yung gobyerno, pero hindi sapat kulang pa rin yun. So, I think how many months have gone by since this was, the investigation started at the Senate and the House. And until now, no one has been detained among the political figures, among the public servants involved, as well as yung mga bureaucrats na involved. So kahit natutuwa yung mga tao sa ginagawa, yung mga aksyon ng administrasyon, hindi pa rin sila satisfied. Kasi nga, ang gusto nila makita dito, may makulong, magkaroon ng trial, at papanagutin yung mga, if possible pa nga, dapat maibalik yung mga nakaw na mga pondo in whatever form, kung assets man yan ng mga contractors. So mataas yung expectation ng mga tao even though they have expressed some kind of satisfaction, some level of satisfaction toward what the government has been doing.
So, Prof, yun nga, I want to take some words or want to scoop from words from what you said kanina na although may ginagawa naman yung administrasyon pero parang kulang pa. At ito nga, yesterday, nabalitaan natin na si former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan is out of the country already. Although sabi nila hanggang December 17 lang sila doon. So, ang mga tao ngayon, ang napapaisip kahit sinong makausap mo, sasabihin nila, ito bang ginagawa ng administrasyon ay lip service lamang? O paano tayo magtitiwala na talagang seryoso sila sa ginagawa nilang investigasyon? And sabi nga ni Secretary Vince Dizon, Vince Dizon, sabi niya ay by December baka may makukulong na. Pero parang nakikita natin dito, baka by December baka wala na silang lahat dito sa Pilipinas.
Oo nga, to think na si former DPWH Secretary Bonoan ay isa sa mga nirekomenda ng ICI na dapat filean ng kaso o finailan na yata ng kaso. So it's definitely a concern for all of us. Tayo mga nakasubaybay sa kung anong mangyayari dito sa corruption scandal na ito, if the government really is very serious. Kasi alalahanin natin yung isang nasa labas na si former Congressman Zaldico, wala nang planong bumalik. So I think it's valid for us to be worried about this, na baka si former Secretary Bonoan hindi na rin bumalik, even though meron naman siyang sabihin na natin na valid na excuse dahil mag-undergo na medical procedure yung kanyang wife, then meron siyang excuse. Pero ang tanong doon is paano kapag di na bumalik? Former Congressman Zaldico, hindi mahuli-huli
Hanggang ngayon hindi ma-cancel yung passport niya.
So Doc, ano yung mo dito sa tingin mo based on all the smoke and fire we're seeing? If hypothetically by, let's say, Feb, di ba? Kasi Feb lagi ang timeline ng mga, sabi nila, pagdating ng Feb, wala na yung, ubus na yung 13-month pay, wala nang pera mga tao, mainit ang ulo. If Feb, wala pang nakulong na big fish, puro DPWH, assistant engineer and engineers, how do you think the public will react then?
Well, I think, I think they will get angrier. Oo, kasi parang lumalabas, minamanipulate na ng government o administration yung itong mga investigations na nangyayari. So it will definitely, if nothing's going to happen by February, ganun pa rin, definitely yung trust that the public has or the public have on the government is definitely going to erode. Tuloy na silang mawawala ng tiwala sa puntong iyon, and baka magtuloy-tuloy na naman yung mga protest rallies, and I don't know, kasi kapag nawala yung tiwala ng publiko, talagang it's going to undermine the legitimacy of the administration. So that could probably, if that would happen, that could probably lessen the effectiveness of the current leadership in terms of governance.
That's right.
Baka hindi na sumunod yung mga tao at di na magtiwala.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Dr. Dennis Coronacion, Chairman of UST Department of Political Science. Maraming salamat po.
Salamat po.